I thought there was going to be a crater in that ring because damn, just Hulk smash. My goodness. All right, so we just got some more UFC news that has just come out. Unfortunately, it's sad to say Islam Makhachev will not be fighting Leon Edwards in October in Abu Dhabi. Instead, he'll be taking on Charles Oliveira in the rematch. Not the matchup we wanted to see, but still a very, very exciting fight. Look for Charles to get some revenge back, and maybe if Charles gets a win here, we could be looking at a trilogy. And then for the co-main event, it's looking like it's going to be Paulo Costa. Finally, the return of Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev taking on Paulo Costa. This is going to be such a great fight. I'm expecting Chimaev to be heavily on the wrestling this fight. He probably doesn't want to stand and trade bangs with Paulo Costa because we've seen how that turned out for him in that Gilbert Burns fight. He got hurt multiple times, got dropped. His coaches were furious with him that he was brawling with Gilbert Burns. So expecting Chimaev to utilize that wrestling, get Costa down, wear him out, and maybe win by a TKO due to ground and pound or possibly a submission. And then on top of all that, Israel Adesanya just dropped a video. Here's the quote. "I'm fighting in Sydney." He's referring to UFC 293 going down in Sydney, Australia, September 9th. He says, "I don't give a fuck who. Dickless do pussy. Fuck off. You're out. Strickland, you're in. Let's do the man dance. Show you how to really dance." So what I'm assuming is Drake has just had a fight. So I'm guessing that he probably wants to take some time off, recover. Then he's getting a title shot next, or his next fight is going to be for the title, I'm assuming. So whether Israel Adesanya is fighting him next or Sean Strickland, I think Dracus's next fight will be for the title. So I'm assuming that he wants to recover properly, get back, and have a decent amount of time to train and prepare for someone as tricky as Israel Adesanya is on the feet. But Izzy doesn't want to wait. He wants that UFC 293 September 9th date. So what I'm guessing is Dracus wants to wait a little longer. Izzy doesn't. So Izzy says, all right, Sean Strickland is right there. Sean Strickland has been calling for a title shot. Very impressive performance by Sean Strickland his last fight against Abus Magomedov. So I'm not mad at that fight. And it's going to be a very, very interesting one stylistically wise. Sean Strickland looking to stand up and throw those hands. Israel Adesanya is, one of the best kickboxers in the world. So, hey, man, it's going to be such an amazing fight if they fight. Either one of these guys, I'm not mad at it. Do I think Sean Strickland necessarily earned the title shot? Not really. I would like to see Sean Strickland maybe in one more, but it is what it is. Sean Strickland, he's been around for a while. He's been in that, that top 10, top 5 type fighting for a while now. He's beat a lot of great guys, so I'm not mad at it. I know a lot of people like to get on Izzy, call him corny, call him cheesy, say all this stuff, but you can't lie and you can't deny. He is willing to fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, and he wants to stay active. Israel Adesanya isn't like these other champions that want to fight once a year, once every year and a half, 2 years. Izzy wants to stay active. He wants to fight multiple times a year and fight the best guys in the division. So you can't knock him on that. He's taking the big fights. He's giving us the fights we want to see. And there's no doubt about that. But let me know what you guys think. Would you rather see him fight Sean Strickland, or are you high on that Dracus du Plessis after he knocked out Robert Whittaker in shocking fashion? Let me know what you guys think about that one. And the final and main topic we're going to be talking about, I haven't talked about the Ultimate Fighter this season. Of course, I've been watching it. This Ultimate Fighter is Chandler versus McGregor. It is the prospects versus the vets. Conor McGregor opted to take in all the prospects. Michael Chandler opted to take all the vets. So the quarterfinal matchups just wrapped up. Conor McGregor was going 0-7. And finally, against all odds, even after his guy was getting dominated in the first round, he pulls out the W. Conor McGregor's first taste of victory since what? Donald Cerrone? I believe this is Conor McGregor's first taste of victory, somewhat taste of victory, since he fought Donald Cerrone. Conor McGregor going 1-7 in the quarterfinal matchups. Does this mean Conor McGregor's a bad coach? Possibly, but there's a reason for that. He's not meant to be a coach. He's meant to be a fighter. How many fighters out there do you think can actually coach a guy up to win at this level? How many fighters do you think out there that can do that? There's not a lot. Coaching is very difficult. It's very hard. There's a lot of fighters out there that try to make that transition to coaching, and they find out really quickly that it's different. It's really hard to teach someone certain things, and because you have to explain to them, there's a certain way you have to talk to people and explain to them in a certain manner to make it easy for them to catch on to and for them to manipulate into their game plan. Because yeah, it's easy to tell someone, do this, do that, show them how to do it. But then when it comes to the fight, they don't do it. What did you coach them for? If they're not doing it in the fight, what did you coach them for? They're not doing what you taught them. So you got to learn how to coach properly. But it doesn't matter if Conor's a bad coach because he has his staff with him. Yeah, Michael Chandler might be the better coach than Conor McGregor, but that doesn't matter because they have their coaching staff with them. So, and you saw, for example, you saw Conor McGregor's guy that comes from his gym. Up until this last fight, he was the one who put up the best fight. He was dominating, winning every second of every round, and he just made a mistake and got caught. So the guys coming from Conor McGregor's gym, they're doing very well. They're doing very successful, but he just made a simple rookie mistake, which is expected out of these guys. Coming into this, I was very surprised Conor McGregor took the prospect route because how many prospects have we seen beat veterans in the UFC? The only person I could think off the top of my head that was a prospect that did really well was Diego Lopez against Movsar Evloev. But you've seen how rare it is. Diego Lopez coming out of nowhere off a short notice, putting up a great fight against a guy that was a huge favorite, expecting to dominate him. And you see it upgrade him to damn near superstar status. Everybody knows who Diego Lopez is. He's super popular now. Blew up his social media. That just shows how rare it is that prospects actually beat vets. Another one that comes to mind, Alexander Hernandez. He was on the rise, on a tear. He ran into Donald Cerrone, who looked like he was going out in his career. Donald Cerrone having lost many fights. Alexander Hernandez just looking like the new up-and-comer who's going to take that spot. And he got his ass whooped by Donald Cerrone. So when do we really see prospects beating vets like that? We don't. So it was pretty expected for me to think that the vets were going to be the favorable ones, the ones that are going to take over this season. It was pretty obvious to me from the beginning, and it just made it even more obvious that, you know, these guys, Conor McGregor went one of eight. Of 8 fights, he only won 1. But man, what a way to end the quarterfinals. That overhand right sits him down. Fucking double hammer fist Hulk smash to the finish. I thought there was going to be a fucking crater in that ring because damn, just Hulk smash. My goodness. And he was getting dominated that whole first round. Coming out to that second round, I thought he was going to get dominated again, but hey, fair play to the Boston man. Crazy win, crazy finish. And as we saw, Conor McGregor went absolutely crazy. Dana White in shock. Man, Conor McGregor avoids the sweep. And the only other coach that I could think of that just barely managed to avoid the sweep is Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson is just notorious to losing all the time on the Ultimate Fighter. Rampage Jackson's fighters, they just constantly lose for some reason. I don't know why. But Rampage Jackson is the only one that comes to mind immediately that also went 1-7 in the quarterfinal matchups. And while we're on the topic of Conor McGregor, I did see that he got into another brawl at some bar or some pub. Man, Conor McGregor just back to his old ways, just can't get out of trouble. But at this point, it's not very surprising. It's almost like John Jones. At this point, it's just not surprising at all when we see these news and these headlines. It's just not surprising anymore, which is a very, very bad thing. That means it's just happening way too often. That is now, oh, Conor McGregor gets into another incident. Okay. That's not a good thing. All right, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for rocking with your boy, and I'll catch you in the next one.